I'd gone down the rabbit hole 13, 14 deep enough that the Wall Street Journal had written a story on Bitcoin, quoted me as Wall Street's Bitcoin expert. But the whole year that I was kind of looking at it, the price was going down. It's a lot harder to see when the price is going down. And then I held a conference call on June 29th, 2017, saw the crypto light. And what I saw was, for the first time in history, we have a tool set to solve for the community instead of the man in the middle who always solves for himself. And I thought that had the opportunity to be the biggest thing to happen in the history of humanity. And I was in a manic state for 3 months till I had my construct. And I wrote a blog post. And I've written more than 400 blog posts. Most of them nobody reads, but a few of them have been quite broadly read. And my most broadly read one was the first one, my construct. And again, I write for me because I don't know what I think of anything till I read what I've written about it. Obviously, I like it when people like it, but if I wrote for other people, it would be depressing most of the time. But this was the most read thing tagged crypto on Medium for 3 days, after which, according to Medium, I was the third most influential crypto blogger in the world, which I say did two things. One, it made me a guy in crypto, which was great. And the other one was it proved the first of my 7 thoughts on crypto after 3 months down the rabbit hole, which actually I still believe to be true today. And that's that nobody knows anything. And that we're at the very beginning of this brand new thing. And the only thing I'm certain of is whatever it turns out to be is different than what anybody thinks it's going to be. And, today, Crypto Mondays is now part of, which is the largest crypto meetup in the world, 57 active chapters, more than 60,000 members, is now part of the Crypto Oracle DAO. And Crypto Oracle is a decentralized Web3 advisory service. We started with 24 Web3 experts, July of 22. Today we're over 250, have a growing roster of clients, trading token. And last month we started our cohort 1 of our AI Web3 accelerator. And that's been exciting. And then I'm also a partner at Blockchain Co-Investors, a crypto fund to fund, where I'm also a CEO of our crypto SPAC. So I'm all in. And for me, when I'm thinking about what is, get quite often as everybody in crypto, what is crypto? What is Web3? And to me, I think about it from 2 different perspectives. First, I look at it from a tech perspective. And from that perspective, I see it as a series of technologies, including blockchain, cryptocurrency, smart contracts, zero knowledge proof, that in combination enable decentralization, and it's all powered by community. But for me, I'm more here for the ethos. And to me, it was best explained in a book called Sacred Economics. And that's it. I really do feel like I was raised in a culture of greed. And I was taught the more I take for myself, the better. And it made a lot of sense because I like stuff and I was good at taking it. But at some point, I became aware of other cultures that are cultures of generosity and cultures of giving. And to me, that's what Web3 is about. I think Web 2 is about, the companies have conference calls every quarter where they brag about, how much money they made off each of their customers and how much profit margin they made off each of their customers. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's capitalism. But Web 3, I think, is how much utility can I give my a community member? And, that's the community that I want to be a part of. And so I go around giving a definition. I start with really, what does community even mean? And to me, it's a community is an ecosystem where when it works, everyone gets more out of it than they give. And who doesn't want to be a part of that? And, again, if you're starting your own community, I think what you should be singularly focused on is, how much utility can I give my community members? And, that utility can certainly be in cash. It's very easy to give cash. And if you could give cash and build a community, everybody would have a community. So, it can certainly be part of a strategy, but if that's your whole strategy, I think you'll be challenged. Because, there are other things that you can give your community members that are of immense value to them that actually might not cost you as much for you to make as it does, that they feel that it is in value. And I learned about that. I call that value delta. And I learned about value delta when I was running Bolt, the social network. And advertisers were throwing money at us if we could get kids to actually interact with the advertising. And eventually we developed a badge program where they could earn badges by doing certain things in the community. And the badges would scroll around their profile, conferring status in the community. And about 10% of our members would do anything to get a badge. And, a badge didn't cost us anything to make. And it was to, 10% of our users, something of immense value. So that had a lot of value delta. And I actually now believe that the biggest, that communities actually can scale highly correlated to value delta. And, if you think about it, the biggest communities in the world today are actually those things with the biggest value delta. And we have a collective name for those things. We call those things religions. And that's why they've scaled to billions of people and lasted thousands of years. And at the atomic level, community is two people. And we've all been in two-person communities where 1 + 1 = 100. And so in my view, if you live in a world of community, you actually live in a world of abundance. And, if 1 + 1 can't equal 100, then you can kind of be the first to give. And you can give one to somebody, and if they don't give anything back, that's fine. You should give it without the expectation of getting anything back. And you can give one and give one and give one, and only, if only 1 out of 50 gives you 100 to 1, you can come out way ahead. And in my view, a very, when I'm looking at communities and understanding the health of a community, I have a very, very simple belief, and that's that communities are either growing the engagement of their community members or they're dying. And I was an analyst on Wall Street. I mentioned earlier, I've written 2 price targets in literally 25 years. And the first was on Facebook years before it went public. I wrote a Wall Street Journal research report because I saw it. And to me, it was all about engagement. And I just extrapolated out their engagement growth and multiplied it by the advertising revenue expected in 2014. And I was off by less than 1% of Facebook's revenue in 2014. So to me, it's all about engagement. I believe that as the tooling gets better, the opportunities for 2 communities, 5 communities, 100 communities who have the same ethos, same goal to work together to change the world, I think is going to be epic. And the second price target that I put out in 25 years is $1 million 10-year price target on Bitcoin. I get there via math. And it's the 2 things that give me confidence in that. One is that, to me, Bitcoin is just a community. And it's a community that anybody who's in it for any period of time is able to hodl for any period of time, starts to get a lot more out of it than they give. And I'm pretty sure more and more people are going to want to be part of that community. I think for the rest of my life, more and more people are going to want to be that part of that community. And that's the main one. And the secondary, though, reason is, as big as I think that Bitcoin can become, there's something called the Mare's Law. And he was a professor at Stanford in the 70s when he came up with it. And it's the fact that we tend to overestimate the impact of new technologies in the short run and to underestimate the impact in the long run. And that's all technologies, including Bitcoin. So, if you believe in a Mare's Law, which I do, then it's going to be bigger than anybody thinks it's going to be.